क्रांति ज्योति सावित्रीबाई फुले यह आधुनिक भारत की ऐसी महिला रही है जिनके बारे में आज भी लोग कम ही जानते हैं। अगर सावित्रीबाई नहीं होती तो आज भी भारत की कोई भी महिला शिक्षित न हो पाती, ना ही उनका सामाजिक, राजनीतिक और आर्थिक विकास हो पाता। सावित्रीबाई, इनका जन्म 3 जनवरी 1831 में महाराष्ट्र के नायगांव में हुआ। 9 साल की कम उम्र में ही उनका विवाह 12 साल के महात्मा ज्योतिराव फुले इनके साथ 1840 में हुआ। सावित्रीबाई और ज्योतिराव फुले इन्हें 2 संतान थे, जिसमें से यशवंतराव को उन्होंने दत्तक लिया था, जो कि एक ब्राह्मण विधवा का बेटा था। सावित्रीबाई ज्योतिराव फुले भारतीय समाज सुधारक और कवयित्री थी। अपने पति ज्योतिराव फुले के साथ उन्होंने भारत में महिलाओं के अधिकारों को बढ़ाने के लिए महत्वपूर्ण कार्य किया। सावित्रीबाई फुले जाति भेद, रंग भेद और लिंग भेद के काफी विरोध में थी। सावित्रीबाई फुले एक शिक्षक सुधारक और समाज सुधारक दोनों तरह का काम करती थी। भारत में पुराने जमाने से ही बाल विवाह, केशवपन, पति मर जाने के बाद सती जाना यह प्रथा रूढ़ थी। यह एक सामाजिक और मानसिक गुलामगिरी थी। उस समय बहुत सी महिलाएं अल्पायु में ही विधवा बन जाती थी और धार्मिक परंपराओं के अनुसार महिलाओं का पुनर्विवाह नहीं किया जाता था। उस वक्त उन महिलाओं को सम्मान देने के लिए महात्मा फुले और ज्योतिराव फुले इन्होंने बाल हत्या प्रतिबंधक गृह की स्थापना कराई। पुरुषों के साथ स्त्री भी महत्वपूर्ण है, उसे भी सम्मान के साथ जीने का हक है। यह दृढ़ निश्चय मन में रखकर और ज्योतिराव फुले का महत्वपूर्ण साथ पाकर उन्होंने यह कार्य किया। ज्योतिराव फुले ये ऐसे पहले महान व्यक्ति हैं जिन्होंने स्त्री शिक्षा के लिए प्रथम कार्य किया। ज्योतिराव ने पहले अपने पत्नी को शिक्षित कराया, उन्हें पाठशाला की पहली शिक्षिका बनाई, पर उस वक्त सावित्रीबाई को काफी विरोध दर्शाया गया। उनके ऊपर कीचड़ और पत्थर तक डाले गए, क्योंकि हिंदू परंपराओं के अनुसार स्त्री शिक्षित हो जाने से उनका धर्म डूब जाएगा। लेकिन उस वक्त बड़ी निडरता के साथ सावित्रीबाई आगे बढ़ी। पूना में 1848 में बुधवार पेट में प्रथम महिला पाठशाला शुरू की। उसके बाद 19 सितंबर 1851 में रास्थापेट में और 18 मार्च 1852 में तीसरी पाठशाला शुरू की। उस वक्त सनातन प्रवृत्तियों के लोगों ने उनको काफी विरोध दर्शाया, पर सावित्रीबाई और ज्योतिराव रुके नहीं। अपना निरंतर कार्य वह करते रहे। अज्ञान यह सभी दुखों का कारण है और अज्ञान से बाहर आने के लिए शिक्षा की ज्योत महिलाओं के अंदर निर्माण हो जाने से वे घर परिवार का अच्छी तरीके से ख्याल रख सकती है। यह आत्मविश्वास सावित्रीबाई के अंदर पैदा हुआ था। सावित्रीबाई के शिक्षा की रुचि का अभ्यास करते वक्त ज्योतिराव फुले के कार्यों को हम नज़रअंदाज नहीं कर सकते। सावित्रीबाई के जीवन में ज्योतिबा जी ने शिक्षा की प्रथम ज्योत निर्माण कराई। 28 नवंबर 1890 में ज्योतिराव फुले का देहांत हुआ। ज्योतिराव फुले की मृत्यु के पश्चात भी सावित्रीबाई ने समाज सेवा का कार्य निरंतर किया। उनकी मृत्यु के 1 साल बाद पूना में प्लेग की साथ आई। उस बीमारी में भी सावित्रीबाई ने और दत्तक पुत्र यशवंतराव ने वैश्विक स्तर पर मरीजों का इलाज करने के लिए पूना के हड़पसर में अस्पताल शुरू किया। अपने अस्पताल में सावित्रीबाई खुद हर एक मरीज का ध्यान रखा करती थी। यह एक संक्रमित बीमारी थी, फिर भी अपने जीवन की परवाह न करते हुए उन्होंने सभी मरीजों की सेवा अपने आखिरी सांसों तक की। हर महिला की उद्धारकर्ता सावित्रीबाई फुले 10 मार्च 1897 में यह दुनिया छोड़कर चली गई। एक आदर्श स्त्री, एक आदर्श पत्नी और एक आदर्श शिक्षिका, यह दृष्टिकोण से सावित्रीबाई के विचार और उनका महत्वपूर्ण योगदान हर पीढ़ी के लिए आदर्श रहेगा। मगर दुख तो इस बात का है कि भारत में आज भी शिक्षा के लिए माँ सरस्वती देवी को पूजा जाता है, लेकिन सावित्रीबाई ने अपने पूरे जीवन में स्त्री शिक्षा के लिए जो योगदान दिया, उस कार्य को कहीं पर भी पूछते हुए नहीं देखा जाता। ऐसी महान महिलाओं को हमारा सलाम।
अच्छा, अब बच्चों, आपने सावित्रीबाई फुले के बारे में देखा और सुना। अब मैं आपको एक और वीडियो बताना चाहूँगी जिसमें आप ये हैं, मैं थोड़ा पहले आपको एक ब्रीफ दे देती हूँ। अब जो वीडियो मैं आपको बताने जा रही हूँ वो है राजमाता जीजाबाई का। उनका आज जन्मदिन है, 12 जनवरी को आज के दिन उनका जन्मदिन होता है। और उन्होंने भी वो भी पढ़ाई के मामले में उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी शिक्षा दी है शिवाजी महाराज को। आपने शिवाजी महाराज का नाम सुना है? आप किसी ने भी शिवाजी महाराज का नाम सुना है? नहीं सुना, ठीक है, कईयों ने सुना है, कईयों ने नहीं सुना है, कोई बात नहीं। अब मैं आपको जो एक वीडियो बताने जा रही हूँ वो है राजमाता जीजाबाई के ऊपर, और आप इसको भी ध्यान से सुनोगे तो आपको बहुत कुछ समझ में आएगा, ठीक है? तो मैं अब आपको ये दूसरा वीडियो बताने जा रही हूँ। चलो शुरू करें। मुझे एक थम्स अप दोगे तो फिर मैं आगे बढ़ूंगी। वेरी गुड, अरे वाह, आप सब तो बहुत होशियार बच्चे हो मेरे।
जिजाबाई शाहजी भोसले राजमाता.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about women empowerment, and we are going to see how two great Indian personalities help in women empowerment. Okay, what is women empowerment? I told you, women empowerment means to giving the women the equal rights, okay, making them capable of taking their own decisions. That is called women empowerment. Now, you know who is she? She is Jijabai Shaiji Bhosle. Okay, she was mother of Shivaji Maharaj. All of us know who is Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, he was the one of the greatest ruler of India, and he had the largest empire in Indian history. His mother Jijabai helped him to establish that kingdom. Okay, she was very brave, and she helped Shivaji. She gave Shivaji Maharaj all the training, and she helped Shivaji Maharaj to establish the largest empire in India. She was the queen of the empire, okay, and that's why she was known as Rajmata Jijabai. She was born on 12th of January 1598. Today is her birthday. That's why we are discussing about her. Okay, she was very brave, and she, at that time, okay, she was what do I say, skilled horse rider. She rode horse very skillfully, okay, and she was a sword fighter. She used to fight with the swords, and she can defeat anyone. Okay, now she stood against the Mughal Empire and fought against them. Excuse me. Now, who is he? Yes, Priyansh?
Shivaji Maharaj.
Shivaji Maharaj. So Jijabai helped Shivaji Maharaj to establish his kingdom, and she gave all the strength and all the training to him. So that's why she is, you can say, she championed the cause of Swaraj or freedom from Mughal rulers and helped Shivaji to unite the Maratha factions and establish the Hindwavi Swaraj. Okay, now we will learn about, I know you don't know her, I will tell you. She is Savitribai Phule. Okay, she was also a Maharashtrian, and she was an Indian social reformer and educationist. Okay, at the age of 9, okay, she got married to 𝕊𝕣𝕓𝕝𝕗 Phule, and her husband was a well-educated man. So he gave education to her, and later she became a poet and social reformer. Who is a social reformer? Who fought for others. She fought for others. She fought for women's rights, and later with her husband, she established the first Indian girls' school in Pune. Okay, she worked to abolish the discrimination and unfair treatment of people based on caste and gender. Okay, she is regarded as the important figure of social reform movement in Maharashtra. So she is Savitribai Phule.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about two people. Okay, out of that first slide which I'm going to show you, today is the birth date of that person. Okay, just give me a minute time. Let me share the screen. Anyone knows what is her name? Raise your hand if you know, if you can identify. Yes, Jia, do you know who is she? No? Okay, anyone else in the class knows? Yes, Arsh, unmute yourself. Do you know who is she?
Teacher, I can guess, and I think she is Jhansi ki Rani.
No. Now listen very carefully. We are going to learn about her today. Who is she? Okay, she is she is mother of our very well known, everyone knows Shivaji Maharaj. She is Shivaji Maharaj's mother. Okay, what was her name? Jijabai Shahaji Bhosle. Her husband's name was Shahaji Bhosle and her name is Jijabai Shahaji Bhosle. She is called by different names. Rajmata, Rashtramata, Jijabai. Why? Because you know, one time her husband needed to go a little away from their kingdom and she was the person who was in charge of running the place, you know, Pune. How many of you know Pune? You must have heard that place, Pune. She was a queen of that place. She was in charge of that entire area of Pune. And that is why she is called as Rashtramata or Rajmata. Okay. Now, why are you learning about her today? Because she was a very, 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 very good teacher. Why? Because she taught Shivaji all the values and everything what made Shivaji very brave. Why? Because she herself was extremely brave. And she used to believe that you should do the right thing even if no one is supervising you. That means what? You all are having the online class, right? No one is supervising you when the exam is there. Still, you should do the correct thing. You should not do the wrong thing. She used to believe in that. And that is what she taught Shivaji is all about. And she was very, very brave. She was a very big warrior. You can see she's having a sword in her hand. Can you all see that? She used to be a very brave person and she used to know many things. She was very smart, very clever. And you know what she taught Shivaji? The most important thing, giving a lot of respect to women. You must be thinking, what is special about it? In that time, many places, women were not used to get treated by respect, especially when there is to be a war and someone is to win over a place in a different place. They used to not treat those women, those who are from that area, with respect. But Shivaji's mom, she taught Shivaji that whichever place, wherever you go, whichever place you win, always remember to give respect to the women. And that is what Shivaji is known for. Whichever place, whichever community, whichever caste, religion, wherever he become win any battle, he always treated all the ladies with lot of respect. And she had 8 children, 6 daughters and 2 boys. Okay, she raised all of them equally because she used to believe that boys and girls are equal. And not only in today's age, so many years ago, she used to impart that values and education to all the ladies to become independent, to be courageous, to face the adversity. So she is very, very important figure in part of Shivaji's life. She was the first teacher who taught all the values and everything to Shivaji. So what Shivaji became later, a major part because of the role Jijabai played in Shivaji's life. Just like you all have your mother playing a very important role in your life, she played a very important role in Shivaji's life, and today is her birthday. It is the anniversary of her birthday. Okay. Now, Shivaji's picture I'm going to show. I think everyone knows who is he, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Give me a thumbs up if you all know. If you all know, if you have heard of him, very good. Now I am going to talk about a teacher who was the first lady teacher of our country. What is her name? Savitribai Phule. Now listen very carefully. You must be thinking, lady teacher, what is special? Of course it is special. Why? Because she was the first one. And what time, you know? Before our country became independent. Okay, when we are under the British rule, she saw that the ladies who are there in the society are not getting educated, they are not treated very well. So she, along with her husband, who was very, very good, what was his name? 𝕤𝕣𝕓𝕝𝕬 Phule. Both of them decided we are going to do something about it. And do you know what to do? They made the first school only for the girls. And before that, there was no school for the girls in India. They are the first one to make that school. And in that school, all the girls came, they studied, they got their degrees. And she was also a very good, excellent teacher. She is the first Indian lady teacher in India. And she made her own school later. She went through a lot of training. She made herself a very good, excellent teacher. And she fought with the society. But you know, society that time, people did not like that the girls are going to the school, learning, becoming equal with the men. We know what they used to do when she used to go to her school and college. When she used to go, they used to put dirt in her sari. They used to make her dress dirty. So you know what she used to do? She did not stop doing what she wanted to do. She used to carry an extra pair of sari with her in her bag. Because most of the days, the sari which she used to wear from home used to get soiled by the time she used to reach her college or school. So she has to go and change. But even though she had to face so much adversity, she never ever gave up. And that is the reason, if you go to Pune, there is a university which has been named after her. And if you go there to Pune ever, you please go and visit that university. You can see her name is written. Her name is Savitribai Phule, and her birthday is also coming in the first week of Jan. It was on 3rd Jan. So we should remember both of them, and we should respect, be it you are a boy or a man or a lady or a child. Always remember, we should treat everyone with equal respect. Okay, and we are very lucky we are born in this today's world where we have got lot of freedom, lot of educational opportunities are there, but they were the pioneers, means they're the first one. They started doing it for all the ladies, and they were very, very famous. So we should remember them on their birthdays, and we should learn lessons from their teaching and implement it. Be brave whenever there is a problem which should come to you, which will eventually come for everyone. You should face it. Means what? You should not be scared and afraid. You should tell, yes, I am very brave, I am very courageous, I can fight with this problem and I can solve it. Okay, thank you.
Today I'm going to share with you all about two eminent personalities who have made a lot of difference or have, a notable contribution as far as the Indian society is concerned. So first is Jijabai or Rajmata Jijabai, and it so happens that today is her birth anniversary. So this is Rajmata Jijabai. If you see from the name itself, Rajmata, it's basically she was the mother of Shivaji Maharaj. All are aware of who was Shivaji Maharaj was. So her name is Jijabai Shahaji Bhosle. Now she was a fierce warrior, an administrator, and she was the one who was instrumental in Shivaji's quest to establish the Maratha Empire. She served as a queen regent in the sense when the king is not there or is a minor, someone who administers the states, look after the entire working of a state or the kingdom is known as the regent. So she served as a queen regent in her son's kingdom, that is Shivaji's kingdom, for which, because of which she has given this name as Rajmata Jijabai. She's one of the most inspirational historical figures of the country. She stood against the Mughals and helped Shivaji Maharaj unite the Marathas and establish the Hindavi Swaraj. Swaraj means freedom. Now, if I talk about her parents, she was born to Lakhuji Jadhav Rao who was an eminent Maratha Sardar, and 𝕬𝓱𝓮𝓻 on January 12, 1598. Okay, now Jijabai is known for her virtue, for her valor, for her foresight, and all these traits she passed down to her son Shivaji. She was also a skilled horse rider and had a way with swords that would put any decent fighters to shame. So she is really someone you should be knowing about. She's one of the eminent personalities who've made a marked difference in the history of India. Now, the next person about whom I'm going to talk about is Savitribai Phule. Now, Savitribai Phule was an Indian social reformer, educationalist, and a poet from Maharashtra. Social reformer means a person who does something differently, or brings a remarkable change in the society with her work. Now, her husband was Jyotirao Phule, and both of them played a very important and vital role in improving the women's rights in India. Now, she is considered to be the pioneer of Indian feminist movement. Pioneer means, children, someone who was the first one to do something differently, work towards something which was not done before. Her ideas, the way she worked, her methodology was totally different from what was done earlier. And children, in our country, when we talk about earlier times, the women were fighting in a sense they did not have the rights. Women's rights were non-existent. We did not value women. And Savitribai Phule was the one. She fought for their education and raised her voice against all the casteism and patriarchy. Patriarchy means where it's a male-dominated country. Now, just a brief into what she was. She was 9 years old when she was married to a 13-year-old Jyotirao Phule. And Jyotirao Phule was equally well educated, and he trained his wife to become a teacher. Now, Savitribai Phule was there when there was a British rule. So she played an important role in fighting for women's rights in India during the British rule, and is described as one of the first generation modern Indian feminists. And Savitribai Phule and her husband together, they founded one of the first Indian girls' school in Pune at Videwara in 1848. So her main goal was to work for the abolishment of any kind of discrimination, unfair treatment that people based on their caste and gender. And her birthday was on 3rd Jan. We couldn't celebrate her birthday. I couldn't speak to her earlier, but I thought today is the best day to talk about Savitribai Phule and Rajmata Jijabai. Thank you, children.
So Jijabai Shahaji Bhosle was the mother of Shivaji. Everybody is aware of that story, right? And Shivaji, of course, everybody knows, was the Maratha king who established the largest empire in the history of India. Jijabai, as a person, she was a fearless warrior and an administrator. She also played a very vital role in giving suggestions and telling Shivaji Maharaj how things has to be done in the empire, what all important decision has to be taken. She also was known as Rajmata Jijabai, and as a champion of Hindu Swaraj who stood against the Mughal Empire. This lady was an inspirational historical figure for the country. Okay, because as a wife also she played a very vital role in her husband's struggle. Then as a mother also she played a very vital role in shaping Shivaji of what he was as a big leader, as a big personality, as a good human being, and was also a good personality for the entire society. Now she also established many temples, for example Kashba Bed Ganpati temple and Tambadi Jogeshwari temple. So she also built this. Then there were also many problems at that point of time related to women. Women were not allowed to do many rituals, so she fought for that. She made justice for many people. So that was the role that Jijabai Rajmata played a very vital role in the
upcoming and the shaping of Shivaji Maharaj, and also for the welfare of the society. Then there was another leader, that is Savitribai Phule. Everybody might be aware of her role that she played for. And today, as we all girls, women are having so many of freedoms, we are having so many education system for us, so many rights for us, so many different departments where the rights are reserved for women. We all need to thank somewhere down the line to Savitribai Phule. So she was the woman, she was considered as the pioneer of the feminist movement. She not only spread awareness about women's education, but she also boycotted many rituals which were there at that point of time. There were a lot of injustice happening. Girls were not allowed to take education at all, but she, with her husband's support, it was her husband who supported her in all the activities, and she was the one who, in spite of all the problems that people had with her, she did not step back. She fought, and then she went for education. She went for the sati system. I think everybody is aware of sati system. When the husband is not there, then the woman, they used to let her on the fire. So all these systems were really very cruel in our society, which needed to be eradicated, and that was done. That was somehow taken an initiative by Savitribai Phule. She also set up many schools at that point of time. Girls were not allowed to take education at all. They were not allowed to go out of the house. They were only given the kitchen, and they were only told to do that. But she came out and she stepped out from her house. When she used to go to school, when she used to take education, there were men who used to throw stones on her, who used to trouble her, who used to create problems for her education. But it was her effort and her husband's support also. This was also done because her husband was very supportive. So she set up many schools at that point of time. She established 17 schools, and 150 students were there coming at that point of time. She also played a very vital role in removing the casteism problem that was there. We do face casteism at this point of time also, but at that time there was a lot of casteism problem. Everybody is aware of the 4 varnas in our society, right? Brahmanas, then Vaishya, Shudra, Kshatriya, all these casteism problem which were there, and the lower caste were not allowed to enter the temple or take education. They even sometimes the other caste children, the lower caste children, they were just told to sit outside the school. Not even proper education was given to them. So to all these odds, Savitribai Phule, she fought, and she made sure that the girls get right to educate themselves. And there were many other problems also in the society, as I told you, for the women's upliftment. Okay, at that time the status of the woman was really very low. They were not given a right to take decision. They were just at the age of 8 or 9, they were just married to a person, and then forced to look into the household problems. Okay, so this was most probably eradicated by Savitribai Phule. So this is how Savitribai Phule, she played a very important role, a very vital role in the upliftment of the woman, and as well as in the educational system of women. Okay, so we should thank these two personality for the situation, for the improvement that has come in our society, in the women's upliftment, in the casteism. Okay, so today I take that opportunity to thank Savitribai Phule and Jijabai for giving us this opportunity, that today we are all sitting and taking education. We have rights, and especially women, we all have the rights. We are free to speak, we are free to do our fulfill our dreams and all that stuff. So we should all remember these great personalities, and therefore we should also work towards making in a good society for all of us. Okay, thank you so much.
Jijabai, or Rajmata Jijabai, as she was fondly called, was an influential figure in the medieval period of Indian history. She was born on January 12, 1598 in Sindkhed, Maharashtra, in a family of the Yadava dynasty of Devgiri. Her mother was Malasabai, and Father 𝕊𝓮𝓙𝓮𝓻, who was a Hindu chieftain and a general in Nizam Shah's army stationed in Eminent. Jijabai was known for her virtue, valor, and foresight. At a young age, she had received military training as well as education in various subjects. She was also a skilled horse rider and had a way with swords that would put decent fighters to shame. Jijabai was married at an early age to 𝓔𝓿𝓮𝓻 Bhosle, a Maratha chieftain at the court of Nizam Shah. As the Queen Regent, she managed her husband's Jagir in Pune and saw to its development. Jijamata was very much interested in the welfare of her kingdom. She used to take an active interest in every socio-political affair and would give her decisions on major issues. She also inspired her father and husband to give up serving Mughals and establish an independent state. She just wanted to drive away the invaders from Maharashtra and build a Maratha empire. Jijabai gave birth to 8 children, out of which all the 6 daughters died in infancy and only 2 sons, Sambhaji and Shivaji, survived. Sambhaji was the elder son who would accompany his father on various expeditions. Shivaji being the younger, stayed with his mother. She brought up Shivaji with good morals and instigated in him the desire of a free Hindu state or Swarajya from a very young age. Under her guidance and inspiration, Shivaji took the oath of Swarajya and became a leader of a small army at the age of 15. Shivaji Maharaj fulfilled her ambition of Swaraj. Under her tutelage, he conquered many forts and established the Maratha Empire. Jijabai's dream was fulfilled when Shivaji's coronation took place in 1674. She passed away on June 17, 1674, barely a few days after the coronation. Thank you.
Savitribai Phule. Savitribai Phule was an Indian social reformer, educationalist, and a poet from Maharashtra. Savitribai Phule. Savitribai Phule was an Indian social reformer, educationalist, and a poet from Maharashtra who played an important role in improving women's rights in India. Savitribai worked very hard to abolish the discrimination and unfair treatment of people based on caste and gender. Savitribai Phule was born on 3rd January 1831 in the village of 𝕨𝓗𝕗 in Satara district. She was an illiterate at the time of her marriage to 𝕕𝓣𝓣𝓗, who educated her. After completing her primary education, she enrolled herself in 2 training programs and became the first Indian woman teacher and headmistress. Savitribai and 𝕕𝓣𝓣𝓗 Phule started 3 different schools for girls, including traditional Western curriculum of mathematics, science, and social studies. Their success came with much resistance from the local community with conservative views. Savitribai often traveled to her school carrying an extra sari because she would be assailed by her opposition with stones, cow dung, and verbal abuse. Savitribai campaigned against the child marriage, widow remarriage, and strongly opposed sati pratha. Established many educational trusts and care centers for pregnant and victimized women. Savitribai died a heroic death on 10th March 1897 because she got plague during the pandemic. Her legacy lives on today. Her work for girl and women education are hugely respected. Thank you.
Savitribai Phule. Savitribai Jyotiba Phule was born on 3rd January 1831. She was a social reformer who, along with her husband Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, played an important role in improving women's rights in India during the British rule. The first female teacher of the first women's school in India is a pioneer figure. She relentlessly fought against the dominant caste system and worked towards the upliftment of the marginalized. She demanded dignity for all women, for which she, along with her husband Mahatma Phule, worked their entire lives. The principles of humanity, equality, liberty, and justice were of utmost importance to her. During a time when women were mere objects, she ignited a spark that led to equality in education, something which was impossible before. She strongly spoke against the discriminatory boundaries imposed on women, which led to their oppression. Her emphasis on secular education for social emancipation in India is the marker of her significant personality. By getting to know her better, by understanding her struggles and hardships, we will be looking into a life that not only changed the face of education in India, but also enlightened humanity in its real essence.
Jijabai Shahji Bhosle was born on January 12, 1598. She was born to Lakhuji Jadhav Rao, who served as the Nizam Shahi of Ahmednagar. She was married at a very young age to Shahaji Bhosle on November 5th, 1605. Jijabai gave birth to 8 children, which included Chhatrapati Shivaji, who turned out to be one of the rulers of the Marathas. Out of her 8 children, only 2, Sambhaji and Shivaji, survived infancy. Shivaji was brought up with good morals and was instigated the desire of a free Hindu state. Jijabai used to take active interest in the social and political issues of her kingdom. She had inspired her father and husband to give up serving the Mughals and establish their own independent kingdom. Jijabai was a born leader, excellent fighter, horseman, swordsman, and a great mother. She was a selfless and ideal Hindu woman. Jijabai, also known as Rajmata Jijabai, has left an inerasable mark in the history of India. She played a vital role in shaping the life of Chhatrapati Shivaji into an excellent fighter and one of the greatest rulers in all of Maratha history. She was a versatile woman who was strong, self-reliant, confident, and had good administrative knowledge. A great personality such as Jijabai has inspired women far and wide. We as students should acknowledge the work and thoughts of great women such as her. When I think of Jijabai, I think of the immense power each woman has and the contributions she can make to society, to improve the status of women in our society. Thank you.